Hey guys, welcome back to Film Explosion. Today we'll present to you part 3 of the most disgusting Dr. Pimple Popper moments. Let's head into it. Number 3. Wet old newspaper. Even the biggest Pimple Pop fans might be surprised by the color of this pus-filled cyst. In this video, Dr. Pimple Popper compares the grey mulch of her patient's back to the wet newspaper. And if that kind of graphic description isn't enough to turn your stomach around, then we don't know what's going to happen. Last night, the LA-based dermatologist Sandra Lee shared a clip on her Instagram page. She can be seen using a scalpel to cut open the lump on the back of the woman until she reaches in with her hands to push the pus out. It's beginning to smell and it looks like a mushy wet newspaper. She needs 2 hands to get the old pus out of the back of the woman. As it blew through the crack, Dr. Lee says, "You've got a wet paper in there. That's what we call it." Or a balut. Is that like a chicken type or a quail egg? Oh no, a duck. Then she numbs the region a little so she can continue to pinch the huge cyst. The woman says, "Feels really odd" to her. Dr. Lee understandably says, "The only thing I can compare to is a C-section, where people are working on you but you can't really see what they're doing." She tries to snip away at the edges of the cyst, still attached to the patient's skin. Dr. Lee is now in a position to remove the last of the lump and check for any remaining pus bags so that they don't grow back. What happens if you leave a little of the wall of the bag? It's really thin and tears easily and captures your usual skin, so it's easy to stay there. So we're looking at things really closely and we're trying to triple check to make sure we've got it all, because sometimes they're coming back. After treatment, she tells the patient what she's been able to squeeze out. She tells her to avoid stretching or yoga to alleviate tension and to make sure the scar has time to heal. Sometimes on the shoulder, not so much on the lower back, but there's a chance of a keloid scar on the upper back. That's a tissue overgrowth when the scar is actually raised, and that's a risk that can happen. It's not something we really have a ton of control over. Some people are more vulnerable to it, but it doesn't sound like you've had one, so that's good. If it really gets raised or itchy when it recovers, that's an indication that it may want to thicken. So that's something to take to me or to other hospitals, because they can inject something to settle it, so it won't be heavy. Dr. Lee has stitched the patient, so she's left with a thin, neat scar. After the surgery is done, she shows the woman what's been squeezed out of her back. Pointing to the wet newspaper pus, she says, "It's all just wet skin cells that have been crushed in there." Number 2. The chunky eye cyst. This is holy moly. In a new Instagram video, Dr. Pimple Popper, dermatologist and TLC host Dr. Sandra Lee, grows a lumpy cyst right next to the patient's eye. Although the cyst seems to be tiny and very regular, you're not going to believe how much gunk comes out of the eruptive phase. Dr. Lee makes an incision in the cyst in the clip and begins to squeeze it carefully, but the stubborn cyst doesn't want to give up without battle. It's all stuck inside. Dr. Lee tells the patient that he's trying to get the cyst out. Dr. Lee is now in a position to successfully push out the contents of the cyst, and wow, this cyst is much more than expected. There's a large amount of white, chunky, dense material coming out of a few patient squeezes. Fans were absolutely mortified at the clip, in the best way, of course. "I didn't expect that from that little bounce," said one of the fans. Another commentary added, "Wow, it bloomed into a nasty little flower." You know what they say, April showers bring cyst flowers. The cyst may be an epidermoid cyst consisting of a set of wet dead skin cells and keratin. This type of cyst can occur on the face, neck and body, including the delicate area of the eye. Wow, are you as stunned as I am? Watch the cyst flower explode. Number 1. Exploding fireworks. Do you want to see a stunningly surprising display? In this Instagram video, Dr. Pimple Popper feels squirting cysts and blackheads with a cringe-worthy of compilation. These particular pops have a scary range that will make your jaw go down in fear. The clip is set to the sound of a fireworks explosion, and it's certainly fitting. The video shows Dr. Lee making incisions in a series of cysts and blackheads that are clearly under a lot of pressure. The pops squirt out in some pretty shocking blasts. Try not to blink when the gunk comes in and fires. "I wasn't ready," said the audience. None of us have been. Another commenter added, "God, I hope you're wearing a face shield all the time." Dr. Lee's viewers will know that she's usually reasonably protected and is very good at dodging rogue pops. On July 4th, Dr. Lee also posted a full YouTube video entitled 4th of July Pop and Fireworks Spectacular, featuring a wide variety of cyst bursts, blackhead pops, and lipoma blasts. Speak to me about the celebration. What do you think about these Dr. Pimple Popper moments? Which one was the most disgusting? Let us know in the comment section. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.